Tattletail is a game I was very much aware of when it came out. When it came out, I didn't have anything that could actually run it, unless my half-broken HP laptop counts if I felt like starting a fire. I watched several YouTubers play Tattletail, and I vividly remember seeing Jacksepticeye getting disgusted by the light in the protagonist's bedroom.
They got a trypophobia moon on my roof!
Yet despite all of that, I didn't remember shit about this game. Like, seriously, I didn't remember anything about this game at all. All I remembered were vague bits here and there, like the unique flashlight featured in this game, or Tattletail's bottomless pit of a stomach. Seeing as how Tattletail doesn't get talked about at all anymore, and the fact that it costs like $5, I decided to give it a go, and fuck, this game is amazing. Okay. Basically, you're a child and you think you're hot shit and want to spoil Christmas early for yourself. Upon getting your gift and unwrapping it, you discover it's a Tattletail, basically an off-brand Furby. You then discover that the Tattletails are a little too alive, if you want to put it that way, you know, considering the fact that they actually eat, can do rituals, and the fat one, also known as Mama, tries to murder us several times. But that's not important. Right here is where I think we should focus and sink our teeth in, because in honesty, I really love Mama. The way she attacks the player is so fucking cool. Claustrophobia in horror games is nothing new. Alien Isolation uses it well, Resident Evil, Outlast, blah 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 blah. But in a game like Outlast, where almost the entire game is running down tight hallways, claustrophobia is the only thing really going for the horror there. You run down the hallway, try not to get cornered, and something chases you. Mama breaks that formula. She doesn't chase you, like, at all. Instead, she uses a healthy amount of micromanagement in all her encounters. Basically, to avoid the only threat in the entire game being only viewed as a joke or a hindrance, this big, fat, brown eggs child whines the entire game. That may sound annoying, and well, in all honesty, it's just Parent Simulator, but it does wonders against a sound-based antagonist. If the player makes too much noise, Mama will scramble them like an egg, which is not good. Since you were such a spoiled brat and opened your Christmas gift early, an even louder spoiled brat hinders you the entire game. If you don't take care of Tattle, he will cry, and cry, and cry. Don't brush him enough, he feels the need to tell the whole world that his hygiene is bad. Don't feed him enough, he'll make you want to see if him being an egg is just a design choice or if he'll really go splat. And God forbid if you don't charge him. You'll hear his balls drop before your very eyes as he enters puberty faster than COVID spread in 2020.
La 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 da 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 da. Oh. Oh. Oh.
Shut the fuck up!
Tattletail, that's me.
Obviously, getting to the 3 separate interest points needed to maintain these 3 separate Tattletail needs isn't hard on its own, so extra measures were put in to keep the player on their toes at all times. Since our flashlight is apparently a fucking glow stick, we have to shake it repeatedly to keep the light it provides. What happens if you ignore this flashlight? Well, in typical Tattletail fashion, Tattletail begins to shit himself while making as much noise as possible. As the game progresses, Tattletail becomes needier and needier, forcing the player to traverse the maintenance spots faster and faster, which is when sprinting enters the picture. While the flashlight thing is a little stupid, I do appreciate how unique it is compared to other flashlights in video games. Like, seriously, the generic horror game flashlight is very helpful, but lacks any form of personality. Outlast and this game specifically always come to mind when I think of unique ways games go about illuminating an area. While I have trouble wrapping my head around the in-game flashlight, the sprinting is totally understandable. You're a stupid child holding a sentient egg. Of course your unsubtle stomping through the house would make noise, and that's where the balance comes from. If Tattletail is about to expose your ass like a snitch in the interrogation room, you got 2 choices. Attempt to stealth it out and hope you can last a little bit longer while you make it to the maintenance points, or Hail Mary it and run like hell. That little choice right there makes all the difference. I know I bring up this game all the fucking time, but basically, the choice this game gives you helps to eliminate the possibility of Outlast syndrome. Basically, Outlast Syndrome is when your only option in a horror game is to run, and since the game is, you know, a game and has to function, you know with 100% certainty that hiding inside a locker will save you, or hiding underneath a bed will save you, or crouching will save you, because if running away was inconsistent or didn't work, then the game would be broken as hell, with no way for the player to actually progress. That certainty that everything will be okay if you just run away and that all you have to do is run into a fucking vent like you're playing Among Us absolutely kills the scare factor for the game, because if you know you'll always be safe, it doesn't matter how fucking scary the antagonist looks. Doesn't matter how fast or strong he is or how intimidating he sounds, if you know that running will always beat him, he won't be scary. Simple. He'll just be another annoying chase section you'll mindlessly cartwheel your way through. The obvious solution is to do what Silent Hill did and just give the player a gun, but Tattletail avoids OS pretty nicely. In Tattletail, you don't know if all the little micro decisions you're making are actually the right ones. You don't always know if turning your ass to the demonic egg creature will work while you just hope she'll go away. You don't always know if Tattletail will last long enough before he reminds you what a parasitic relationship is. You don't know, and that's the beauty of it. The unknown and knowledge of knowing you have no knowledge is one of the scariest things, not just in fiction, but just in general. Humans fear what they do not understand, and if you keep them guessing, they'll always be on their toes. I know it sounds like I'm complimenting pretty basic game design, but you'd be surprised how many games get this wrong. Aside from the scares, the overall presentation of this game is so nice. The way the lighting shines off the surface and you get these dirt specks on your screen. The way Tattletail looks in general is phenomenal. Bro actually looks like a toy. Not to mention the squeaking you hear every time he opens his mouth or moves his eyes.
Chickens lay eggs almost every day.
Where is the hype for this game? Tattletail holds up like fine wine and is just as beautiful today as it was on its release. I encountered a whopping total of 0 bugs through my entire playthrough. The graphics are pretty, the game is memorable, the ending is satisfying, and the characters are so unique. Granted, there's not many of them, but still, I love them. Please, support this game. We need a Tattletail 2. I want a sequel. I don't know how it would be, what it would be about, how it will look, but I don't care. I'm in it for the long haul, and I hope you are too.
We love you.
Let's go! Let's go! That's my boy!